It's telling me that it's on.
Let's see. Edit mic settings. I don't hear your mic. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't hear you. Let me see if that's on my side. Tiffany, edit mic settings. Do you see your three little dots and to go in your settings, Tiffany?
Yes.
Let's see.
It says everyone can see and
Let me
hear
see if
me.
this is on my end. I wouldn't think so since you can hear me. Then my mic is working and my speakers are working. Y'all bear with us. Let's see, audio testing. Test my speakers. Wait a minute. Hey, hold on. Testing. Tiff.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're on now.
Okay.
Lights, camera, action. What's up, realtor woman?
What's up?
How are you today?
Good.
Thank you for being on here for just these few minutes. I wanted to give people an overview of what we got going on, what's coming up this Saturday. We got a wonderful prayer breakfast coming up in honor of Women's History Month. And I thank you for taking the lead and being a part of the speaker panel, which is intentionally and strategically for every generation that I could get my hands on that would come. That means from 16-year-olds all the way up to 70, we'll have some women in the house. And really, what's important about that is bridging the gap, making sure that no woman, especially in honor of Women's History Month, is left behind. Because the truth is, we all have value to give, and we have the capacity to reciprocate. That's to glean and to give. And I thank you. I just want to introduce you, y'all. Tiffany, I met, goodness, was it 6 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
About that much. I
Mhm.
sold her and her husband a home, and they started having children, and their family has grown. They've since sold that house, and she's gone into real estate, and I just love seeing you soar. Um, but one thing that has always, and we've had some pretty heartfelt conversations. I can never will forget. You know, I'm a crybaby. My eyes are filling up right now. Heartfelt conversations at your dinner table. And it just really went beyond client and professional relationship. I really just embrace your heart, your earnesty, your authenticity, and your eagerness to learn and your heart for God. And it's like, yeah, I just believe in one way or another that you were going to be a part of my life. Plus, I knew your dad and your mom.
Yeah.
So, when we're talking about Tiffany, having hard conversations as it pertains to keeping communication open among the generation, especially women, what is the first thing that comes to your mind that is a stumbling block?
Um, like between generations, I think is um it's hard to not think that you don't know it all sometimes.
Man, we just got off of a call.
Mhm.
where there was someone in a younger, much younger than you, a generation that said, and she was very admitted. She said, in my generation, we don't think we need anybody. We don't like to listen. We think we know it all. And she equated it, surprisingly, to social media having such a pull and an influence as to why they believe that. I'm like, really? How do you relate social media and what's going on over there to somebody's stance as to whether they feel like they need somebody in their immediate sphere of influence or not? Do you actually have any feedback on that statement? How could that be?
I mean, with social media and with all of that, it's nowadays becoming everybody wants to be their own persona.
Mm,
Everybody wants to be the person that everybody else wants to be or wants to look up to, and it's very much so becoming a generation of look at who you are and within yourself and not really looking towards other people or towards community. It's very I mean, not necessarily selfish because sometimes your persona is being helpful, right?
mhm.
But it's kind
So
of
you're saying maybe self-absorbed.
it's very I mean, it's you're putting out the image that you want put out into the world, and it people are taught nowadays to do what you want to do and you only live once and go out there and do and put content out there for yourself.
Hmm. I get that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do. I do get that. I do get that. But back to hard conversations. And one of the things I really appreciate about you, like I said early in the conversation, is your candor, your
Mhm.
earnesty, and your authenticity. Um, and I know you process a lot. You do process, you're very analytical. I want you, you don't have to name the relationship or conversation of where you were intentional about, removing the stump or the inhibitant that would keep you from having open communication or entering into a hard place. Maybe it was a corrective word. Maybe it was, well, when you did this, this is how it really made me feel. Or maybe it was, this relationship is coming to an end, or we're going different directions. I'm elevating here and yada, yada, yada. Can you explain, especially in our female culture, of an instance where you've had to go there?
Okay, so let me get this. I just want to make sure I understand correctly. An instance where I had to um, put to have a hard conversation. Is that what you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. Um, I feel like it does.
Should I ask you, how
Mhm,
hard is it to have the hard conversation, especially when you know it may hurt somebody's feelings, but it's the right thing? And
mhm,
do you see the fruit of it? Or sometimes you feel what you said should not have been said, the timing was off.
mhm. Actually, okay, I guess like having those kind of hard conversations is something that I struggle with and I should probably do more of, really. Because I have a hard time telling people no, and I have a hard time um letting myself take a back seat sometimes. Um and so I I really feel like there are many people that I'm currently in dealing with that are in that take advantage that I should step forward and have more hard conversations with, and I don't.
You know, I was reading some material the other day, Tiff, that says a lot of people in relationships that are people pleasers, or
Mhm.
when we don't ask for what we want and need in relationships, they usually burn out or
Mhm.
really just come to a place of like, okay, a breaking point where it's like it's exploded now
Yeah.
when we don't set healthy boundaries. And
Mhm.
sometimes we do set boundaries, but there's something about the heartstrings that are pulled. Could be a loved one, or it could be somebody we really aspire to be in a relationship with, that it's like, wow, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, gotta work it out, time will work it out. But sometimes that's not always true. It takes accountability on both parts. But um, sometimes we can have a boundary, but we keep moving the line. We keep moving the line, and pretty soon it's
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm all out here in the water, in the deep. I'm the one drowning here, and the person has no clue that they've stepped all over our toes, hurt our feelings, or what have you.
Mhm.
Now, it's interesting though that we're having this conversation, and I'm going on and on about how much I admire the candor, the earnestness,
Yeah.
the authenticity, and
Yeah.
I see that. That
Mhm.
that is what I see in you.
Mhm.
I suppose that you have to make it real for you in your personal relationships. I see that in you.
Mhm. Well, I appreciate that. I mean,
Yeah.
I do strive for that, but it's just I when you asked me that specifically about having those hard conversations, and I'm thinking of a couple of them that I should probably really have,
What
you
do
know?
you have? What, and my question is, God, and I had a mentor
Mhm.
refer a book to me. I think every woman, and at the breakfast, I'm going to bring it. Every woman should have this book on her shelf. Thank you, Bev, if you're coming back to listen to this live. It's a book called Women Don't Ask.
Mhm.
Women Don't Ask. And one of the analogies in this book was that women, especially, feel like that we have so much invested in a person, place, or thing, or relationship, that if we ask for what we really want, again, we're going to ruffle feathers and we're going to lose the itty bitty relationship or what we're trying to hold on to altogether. So, and I'm paraphrasing. So rather than ruffle feathers and ask for what we really need or want in the relationship, we would rather just like, not today, or it'll get better, or it'll work itself out. Or for us who are believers, we're going to just pray about it,
Mhm.
right? And so we end up getting the short end of the stick. But the truth is, people, whether they're Holy Ghost filled or not, they are not mind readers. And it is up to us to share what we really, really want and need. Now, do I always do that? No. I know that's what
Mhm.
we should do, what I should do. But, as I get older, God's, He gives me wisdom. Furthermore, one of the things that I stopped doing is letting, quote unquote, my circles choose me. So that was a big deal for me, because sometimes people will just cling to you like a tent girl. They
Yeah.
see something good in you, about you, your gifts, that you can do this, you're moving a shaker, and they're like, yeah, I want you on my team. It's like, Mikey, let's get Tiffy. She'll do it.
Yeah.
But having the hard conversation is something that we're going to talk about, this Saturday. And, prayerfully, women will come with an open mind, open heart, not to bash anybody, because we all have something that, maybe we're not as strong in as another woman. And I am just so excited about building one another up. What are you expecting, or what do you want out of the breakfast, the prayer breakfast on Saturday?
You came to me out of the blue a little bit, and um I just felt like it was a God thing. Like, I just felt
Mhm.
like I need to be there, and I don't necessarily know what I'm there to get out of it. If it's nothing more than just to have some good company, then that's great. But, I'm hoping to maybe get something that I have no idea I even need out of it.
That's amazing. And like I said, with intention and strategy, I know God is putting a panel and a team together. We come from different walks of life, socioeconomic background, races, culture, churches, etc. And that was intention. Some church, some not, you know. And I didn't want this to be one of those stuffy things. We'll be, in an establishment. Obviously, we'll be eating breakfast together. But I wanted women to experience and encounter an authentic vibe of sisterhood and what it means to lift as we climb, and to really at the end there pray into what it is that we need God to impart into one another. And I believe it's going to happen there today. I believe everybody that shows up will get what they came for and what they need, exactly what they need. And Tiffany, I just want to share again, thank you so very much for coming. Bring your girlfriends, bring your mom, Shannon, if she'll come, Shanna,
Yeah.
if she'll come, and we look forward to it. But I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time today, but wanted to introduce you to the world and just tell people, come out and meet Miss Tiffiny. She's really an awesome woman, a woman of God.
Thank you, Roz.
You're
Love
welcome.
you.
So we see you. Love you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.